Hello, Fit Me family. Happy Sunday. This is our very first kickoff message. I'm really excited about these, and I hope you enjoy them, and I hope they are helpful. You're going to have a video version, an audio version, and then at some point, I think I may be adding either in a written version or a written prompt to go with it. And so I hope these are helpful. I'm excited to hear your feedback. I want to dive into a topic that we encourage from the very beginning for almost all of you, which is to focus on your protein. But I want to teach you why. Why is it important to focus on your protein? So when we first teach you Fit Me plates and we're talking about how do you build a balanced plate, the very first thing we're talking about putting on our plate is protein. So we talk about protein being about the size of your palm, right? That's a protein serving size. But if you really break it down, we actually are trying to get you to a protein target, which is helpful if you are trying to lose fat, if you're trying to build muscle, and overall just create a healthy nutrition for your body. And so I thought it would be interesting for you to know why. So remember, again, Fit Me plate, we're talking about approximately the size of your palm. If you're using macros or tracking, then we're talking about 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of your target body weight. So for example, if your target body weight is 150 pounds, then you'd want to go 0.8 of 150. So let's see what that is. So 150 times 0.8 is 120 grams, all the way up to 150 grams of protein. What we find when most people get started is that they're consuming way less protein than they need, and that is actually hurting them for their goals. And again, this is a really easy to understand why, right? Protein usually requires that we cook it. It's not quite as easy. If you go down the snack aisle, you're going to see mostly things that are carbs and fat. Also, some of like our delicious favorite things are mostly carbs and fat. They're really not a lot of protein in them. And so sometimes protein's included in things, but not enough to actually get you to your target without going super, super high on your food consumption, right? So why do we care? Right, Christy, I hear you, but cooking chicken, cooking fish, cooking beef, cooking steak, cooking eggs, cooking pork and shrimp and all of that, like that sounds good, but like, why do I need to do it? Okay, I'm going to give you 5 reasons, okay? The very first reason is just the act of eating protein alone increases your metabolism. What's your metabolism? It's like the amount of energy you use every day, right? So thermic effect of food is one of our primary drivers of our metabolism, actually, like the energy that we use digesting food. And guess what? Protein requires the most energy to digest it. So it has the highest thermic effect is what it's called. So when we ingest and eat protein, we're actually speeding up our metabolism just by eating it, right? So there's your number 1. Number 2, appetite control and feeling satisfied. Protein is very satisfying and keeps you fuller longer. So when you have enough protein in your meals, you're less likely to have cravings. You don't feel like those hunger things. You're not like, I just dumped some food in my stomach and like now I feel like I ate nothing. Have you ever felt like that? I definitely have. And so when you eat protein, it helps you feel satisfied. You get that full sensation. And this can be beneficial for cutting out some of that junk or some of that mindless snacking that we do, right? When we feel full, we're less likely to do that. Number 3, and you guys have heard me say this one before, muscle preservation. So when we are actively trying to lose weight or lose body fat, it's really common to lose both fat and muscle. So when we actually eat enough protein, what it does is it helps preserve that muscle mass, which we want, right? Because our muscle mass is another big driver of our metabolism. It's how we use and burn energy. And so we need to preserve that muscle. It's like gold. And so especially when you're trying to lose weight, you are going to need to consume enough protein so that you can build and maintain muscle. Okay, so there's your reason number 3. Number 4, building muscle requires energy. So when we are actually doing strength training, we need to repair those broken down muscles with protein that's going to be in our bloodstream and help us build more muscle. And when we build more muscle, we burn more calories at rest. And again, that stimulates our metabolism and helps us lose extra body weight and have that maintaining our muscle and our shape. And so we're talking about I'm not worried about the scale. I just want to see my body change shape. This is what we're talking about. And then last, Nutrient partitioning. So this is actually a thing where protein plays a role into how our body actually stores and uses nutrients. That's why when we're talking about a Fit Me plate, I'm not saying like, hey, take a Fit Me plate and just split it up throughout your morning however you want. We actually want you to consume it all together because it can optimize your body composition. We actually know that protein, when it's consumed with carbs and fat, changes how our body utilizes the carbs and fat. And so it's funny because everybody thinks that protein's the magic ticket, and it's not, right? Like I just explained, there are things sort of like secondary to eating protein of why it's really important for fat loss or for just building muscle or for building a healthy body. And so getting it can be a challenge when you're very first starting to try. So again, 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight. That's what I want you to shoot for. And so you can take that number. So say it's again 150, and you might think, well, how am I going to get 150 grams of protein? So imagine that you have to split it between 3 meals. Well, that's going to be kind of a hefty protein at each meal. So 150 divided by 3 is 50 grams of protein in each meal. That's not impossible, but that's quite a bit. So you might say, well, how about if I try to take 100 and I split it between 3 meals? That's 33 grams. That's very, very doable. So you could try to shoot for 33 grams of protein at each meal. That leaves you 50 more that you need to get through snacks. So maybe you're having a tuna snack. Maybe you're having a protein bar. Maybe you're drinking a shake. Maybe you're having some eggs. You can think about it like, now I've got to get some snacks that are not, Triscuit crackers, because that's fine, but that doesn't have any protein in it, Where are my snacks that have some protein? So what I like to do is I like to think of snacks almost like mini Fit Me plates. I like to think, okay, where's my protein? Do I have some quality carbs? Do I have a little healthy fat in here? And that's a snack. It could literally just be a smaller Fit Me plate. You could take the same meal and just turn it into a snack. But that formula is what really works. So that's what I want you to think about when you're building your snacks. So I want you to make sure that you know how much protein you need, and check in with your coach about this. If this is not something that you're actively working towards, it needs to be, because again, no matter what your goal is, if it's weight loss, if it's muscle building, if it's body composition change, you need to be getting adequate protein in. And remember, for women, and this is the truth of it, is we start to lose muscle faster than men do. Right around the age of 40, we start to lose our muscle mass. So we have to actively work to build and maintain it. And getting enough protein and doing strength training are the two pieces that go together to help you do that. So again, let me review the 5 things, the reasons that protein is super important if you're focused on changing your body composition or losing fat and building muscle. 1, it increases your metabolism. So the thermic effect of food, we burn calories just by eating protein. 2, it helps with feeling satisfied and controlling your appetite so that you have less cravings. This will help you feel fuller, longer, and give you a feeling of that you didn't just throw food down the abyss, right? 3rd, muscle preservation. When we are losing weight and losing body fat, it is typical to lose both fat and muscle. We have to proactively work to maintain muscle as well as we can in order to keep it. And we want to keep it because muscle is our calorie burning engine. 4, increased energy expenditure. If we're trying to build muscle, then we actually need to consume the protein so that we can build it, right? You need the thing that's going to build the muscles. You're going to do the strength training and eat the protein, and that builds the muscle. And then last, nutrient partitioning. When we eat a balanced meal together, our body actually treats it differently than if we were just going to eat carbs or something by itself. And so intentionally putting those together in a Fit Me plate style meal or a balanced meal with your portion sizes is the way to go, because it tells your body to store those nutrients correctly. So I hope this was helpful. I am excited to do these kickoff messages. Your target for the week is to know what your protein target is. How are you splitting it up for your day? Are you getting enough at each meal? Do you need some help with finding out how to eat more protein? Talk to your coach. If you're not sure how to cook it, then utilize the Fit Me community. Ask in there, say, I need to get some more protein in my diet. I'm not awesome at cooking it. Do you guys have suggestions? There's lots of good ones in there. And remember, think about snacks and focusing on protein as the star of the show for the snacks, and the other guys are the support roles. That will help you hit your daily protein target. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a phenomenal week. Reach out if you need anything, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.